Huawei Watch GT is a refreshing device. It looks like a classic smartwatch, but it's by no means trying to replace your phone. Instead, it aims to be a complement, with a focus primarily on fitness tracking. Sure, it can receive notifications from Android or iOS devices, but that's about all the functionality you'll find. Interacting with these would just obfuscate your fitness goals, as the Huawei Watch GT would see it. Running its own proprietary OS makes sure that the focus stays on fitness and battery life. But does this leave users wanting for more, or does it strike the perfect balance that many have been searching for?
The Huawei Watch GT has a solid construction, at least when it comes to the watch case. The 5 ATM water-resistant stainless steel body comes in either silver or black with an accent of either color surrounding the watch face. This shiny two-tone casing looks premium, while the feel of it and the sturdy click on the buttons make it feel as well made as it looks. The plastic undercarriage, which houses the optical heart rate monitor, aside. There's also the matter of the watch band, which is comprised mostly of silicone with what feels like a very thin strip of leather on the outside. It's not a very classy feel, but it is a fitness tracker more than anything else, and the 22mm band is easily replaced. It's a chunkier watch with a 46.5mm casing and a 1.39-inch screen that are best suited for larger wrists. The AMOLED display is bright enough to read easily in the sunlight and dims well in darker situations, while the 326 pixel per inch density does its part to make reading the watch a generally effortless affair. Running Light OS, Huawei's proprietary platform, not Google's Android Wear software, there's not much to the GT's interface, and for the most part, we like that. Sure, it would be nice to have a physical or software-based back button instead of the mostly present swipe back function, as would be a way to clear single notifications, and it would be nice to see more information from the cards presented to you. Tapping the weather card to see a 7-day forecast comes to mind, but alas, this is a fitness tracker meant to provide quick bits of current information. Want to see how many steps you've walked? There it is, right next to your active time for the day and how many times you've stood up. Wondering about your heart rate? Here's your current rate, peak, and lowest for the day, as well as a graph detailing the past 24 hours. What about weather? Right now, cloudy, 46 degrees, high of 48 predicted, and a low of 30. No further information is available on the watch for any of these, and with the exception of weather, we're quite alright with that. It's easy, useful, and doesn't bombard you with information and menus. How much tapping, scrolling, and digging do you really want to do on a 1.4-inch screen anyway? If the answer is a lot more, then there's smartwatches for that. But as far as a fitness tracker is concerned, the Watch GT gets the basics covered well. There's also an app menu, which is summoned by clicking the top right physical button. The list consists mostly of apps made for viewing your exercise and sleep stats, as well as initiating various workouts through the Exercise app. Hiking, indoor and outdoor running or cycling, walking, and swimming in a pool or open water are options to track, as well as an Other category for anything not listed. There are also a couple extras like a flashlight, a barometer, stopwatch, alarm clock, and compass. The secondary physical button, unfortunately, is just a shortcut to the Exercise app, a rather redundant and effectively wasted button. We'd much prefer it had a back functionality, or could even be used as a shortcut to launch a specific exercise session or app, or really anything but a shortcut to the first app on the list that shows up when you click the Other button. In terms of exercise and sleep stats, you can see pretty much all relevant information on the watch. This includes duration, calories burned, heart rate peak, average and lowest rate recorded, recovery time, a score on your aerobic fitness, and finally, heart rate zones, which show the levels of cardiovascular intensity through which you've gone, detailing how much time was spent in each zone. You can even pick one of the 4 built-in running courses to follow, aimed at improving your performance in specific ways. In our exercise and sleep with the Watch GT, we found it to be within the ballpark when it came to accuracy. Calories burned were about what we anticipated from the exercises we knew well, and running with the GPS also showed accurate data capture, as well as plenty of easy-to-access relevant information during and after the run. Sleep tracking seemed to be accurate enough. We know we're not great sleepers, and the watch did nothing to hide that fact. Even better, tons of tips and insight to improve your sleep were offered in the companion app. With all this information easily accessed on the watch, you're probably wondering what you need the Huawei Health Companion app for. Well, besides setup, it basically shows you the same information the watch does, but on a bigger screen, making it easier to view longer trends over time, as well as pinpoint finer details and see maps of your runs, walks, and cycles. The app can also share information with Google Fit, Apple Health, and MyFitnessPal to keep these apps properly informed, but doesn't share data with any others, which means no support for popular running apps like MapMyRun, Strava, and Endomondo. Aside from all this, the app has the lion's share of settings for the watch, where you can enable continuous heart rate tracking, notifications, raise to wake, and a handful of other options not found on the watch itself. Much like the Watch GT itself, we found the companion app to be simple, straightforward, and useful with no glaring omissions for functionality. While we enjoy the simplicity of the Huawei Watch GT, we wish this also came with smoother performance. animations on the OS are anything but smooth, and response to input is rather sluggish. We didn't encounter any freezing or long hangs otherwise though. With this simplicity does come some commendable battery life. Huawei boasts 2 weeks on the Watch GT with mixed usage and 90 minutes of tracked exercise per week, and we'd say that's right about in line with our experiences. On our heaviest usage days, which included setup, multiple updates, lots of flicking around the OS, and an hour of exercise, we shaved off around 20% battery. But on more typical days, we'd be more in the 5 to 10% range. If you're the type that exercises 5 days a week for around an hour a day, you might fall closer to the 8 to 10 day range. But compared to most other watch accessories, which usually last closer to a day, we'd say stuttery animations are a worthy trade-off for smartwatch looks with replete fitness tracking functionality.
The Huawei Watch GT knows what it is and knows what it isn't, and does well not to step outside of itself. Focusing on fitness first, Huawei's decision to use its own proprietary OS allows the Watch GT to do right by fitness fans with streamlined yet complete information readily available and battery life that ensures that the Watch GT is always up for the task. It's not the fanciest or flashiest, the stuttering OS will tell you that, but it looks good and it does track fitness well. Unfortunately, its $200 price tag puts it right at the current price of the 3rd generation Apple Watch with GPS and Samsung's new Galaxy Active. Of course, you'll get better battery life over both, but with cross-platform capability on the Active, the Huawei Watch GT is still a bit of a tough sell. I'm Corey Gaskin with PhoneArena. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out PhoneArena.com for more info on more of these devices.